Thank you, University of Michigan. Before I start speaking, I want to apologize to my wife. She'll be watching this and then she'll tell me how many pronouns, how many grammatical mistakes I have committed during this talk. She is my teacher, so I have to say sorry to her first. But English is my third language. My mother tongue is Bundeli, dialect of Hindi. Hindi is my second language. I operate, I do journalism. So I apologize if I do not uh, construct my sentences properly. I want to talk to you about the layered democracy called India, uh, where I am working as an editor, but largely as a political reporter. I want to share my experiences. I have picked 12 particular incidents. So I'll be more anecdotal. And then during the break, maybe we can discuss about more events. A couple of years back, I was in Bihar. Bihar is a state in India, and we were covering assembly elections. And a couple of our viewers came to meet me, and one of them invited me for a death dinner. Somebody had died in his family. She said, "Sir, आइएगा, मजे आएंगे." So I was like, "मजे आएंगे मतलब?" They said, "No, no, you'll get to meet lots of people. You'll get new experiences. So you should come." I said, "Okay, I'll come." I reached to their village, started talking to farmers. Most of them were paddy farmers. And then somebody said something about the health situation, deteriorating health situation in the village. And one fellow said, "I will tell you the reality." He came forward. He was half naked. This he tied one towel kind of stuff on his waist. He said, "Okay, so who are you?" People said, he is a doctor." I was like, is this doctor really inspired by Salman Khan? What is the case? So I inquired with him, "Are you a doctor?" He said, "I'm not a doctor, I'm a practitioner." I was like, "What is the difference?" He said, "I have not studied medicine, but I give medicine and I do surgery." So then I inquired with him that it might go wrong. He said, "But even the trained doctors, they commit blunders during surgery. So what did I do wrong?" Then I said, "What if somebody files a case against you?" He said, "When people really require me here in village, there's no primary health center. There's no ambulance available. I am the one who gives them instant and sure shot relief 8 out of 10 times. So how can they punish me? Before punishing me, they have to fix this issue." Believe me, I have not found a better criticism of India's primary health structure. I have talked to doctors, I have talked to public health experts, I've talked to bureaucrats, but that fellow in that village told me what is wrong with India's health system. And then he gave me another nugget. Uh, this is April 2023, and as per a couple of independent researches, we'll surpass China's population. So as an individual, my concern is that why India as a state and as a society is not dealing with it. And even if it's dealing with it, it's dealing in a very, at times, communal sense that so and so produce so many kids. So let's do this so that we can fix. So they want to fix not the problem, but particular communities. So we were talking about this problem, how to control the population, and he came up with a genuine solution. And a couple of months back, I got to read a Harvard Medical Journal paper, which was talking about the exactly same thing. He said, unless you will not incentivize family planning, nobody will care. You keep building hospitals, you keep doing schools, you have to incentivize. They have to see immediate profit in it. And then I sat with a couple of people who had expertise in stats. They said if state goes on this path, it will be beneficial for the state as well in the longer run if you incentivize this. So that is the experience number one I wanted to share. Though there are so many experiences where I got to visit a hospital and I realized that there are no doctors, no patients, there's building, and there's livestock, there are animals right there. It's being used as an animal yard. And then there were snails. And that reminded me of that great Hindi phrase, "घोंगे की रफ्तार से development हो रहा है." Then a couple of months back, I got a chance to visit Nagaland. I was really excited. we adhere a lot on this fact that if you really want to talk about India, you should know about India. As I said the term, layered democracy. In Nagaland, I got to interact with lots of girls who were studying in Nagaland University. Most of them, when I inquired about the misconceptions about Nagaland, most of them said, we are not headhunters and all of us do not eat dog meat, just one or two tribes. But when we visit mainland, this is how people respond or react to us. And one of the girl who was studying English literature, she said with all the grace, all the humility and somewhat anger, I am not injurious. You don't need to feel threatened around me. I will not kill you. I will not chop your head. You need to come here and see firsthand how we operate here. And their second concern was, I do not want my elders to tell me as the community head, whom should I cast my vote? That's their only demand from within their society. Then third girl, she shared one experience when she visited Delhi in one of the market, how she was cheated and the kind of racial abuse we mainlanders do. And it traumatized her. So I was inquiring with all the girls, where would you like to go? Most of them said Kerala. Kerala is good, the education system is better. Some of them said, I want to go to Shimla, I want to see snow and all. And none of them wanted to come to Delhi in the first place because of the horrifying experiences. That was live case of racism within my country. Then I got to meet a couple of lawyers. They were, as we say in popular slang, enthu cutlets. I will tell you how to fix this democracy. And then they said, we should vote a particular party. I said, why? Because they said they are honoring Sardar Patel, and Sardar Patel was a lawyer. So I checked with them. Nehru was also a lawyer. He said, yeah, but Nehru pushed his way and became prime minister. Had it been Patel, things would have been better. I checked with them, those lawyers, custodian of constitution. India's first election was in 1951-52. Sardar Patel had died a couple of years before the first election. How is it possible? Then I got to meet another set of political workers who were telling me all those WhatsApp conspiracy theories, that what is the real name of Nehru and how he's associated with Qayyumuddin and everything. And I checked with them, from where did you read it? They said, WhatsApp pe padha tha, sahi laga tha. So that was first-hand experience of being biased towards community. Then I met another lawyer in another town. And he said, pura problem sabka ek vote dene mein hai. Everybody gets to cast their vote and that's the problem. I said, how? He said, I am a lawyer. I'm an educated person. I can make my choice properly. I get to cast a vote. This Lallu Panju, who's not educated, who's poor, he doesn't have any sense, he also gets to cast a vote. So he was really angry with this. There's another version of this. We were in tribal land. We were in Chhattisgarh. We got to cover a political rally. This rally was the challenger party, from the challenger party's side. We got to interact with a couple of village women who were in their 40s and 50s. They were really happy. I inquired with them, what did they say on the stage? She said, I don't know. I said, then why did you come? She said, we were promised this much money. And there's a tradition in Chhattisgarh that after rally, they distribute food. So she was happy because she was carrying 2 bowls full of rice and a couple of veggies. So I started talking to her, what do you do, this, that. And then I said, so do you cast vote? She said, yes. I said, okay, so who's the chief minister of your state? She did not know. Then I asked, who's the prime minister of this country? She did not know. She's in her 50s. She must have casted vote in at least 10, 12 assembly elections and general elections, of course. Then I checked with her. Then there was somebody who was standing, "Arey, tum to janti ho PM kaun hai, bata do na." She said, oh yes, I know who is the prime minister. I was like, okay, finally my Renaissance moment. Who's the prime minister? She said, Indira Gandhi. This is 2018. Mrs. Gandhi died in 1984. Then we got to meet a couple of people who their job was janvaron ko charana. And they did not have vote or any government identity. They keep roaming around and they think that democracy is fine like this because nobody cared about them, so they will not care about this particular document. Then I got to meet this young boy of 13-year-old. This was our first election coverage. I still remember his name and his confidence. His name is Archit. He was in a school in Manpuri. It's a district in UP. We were talking to kids, and I love talking to kids while going on a political assignment because they give you a very raw, real, and at times relatable info, a very unfiltered info about the system. So he said, ki, sir, everybody is trying to target Mayawati ji, but I do not agree with it. I said, okay. Because it's difficult to find people in schools or in, as Meena was mentioning, in a very crowded places who can come up with very loud and ready to be heard voice. So he said, I support Mayawati ji. I said, why? He said, she built parks and it was very good for our community. I said, please explain to our viewers. He said, sir, पहले हम कहीं जाते थे तो हमें sense of belonging नहीं होता था. Our ancestors did not build this temple, or maybe they built, but their name is not engraved on it. Our ancestors did not build any hospital. Maybe they built, their name is not there. When we go to these parks, we feel that sense of belonging. This is for us. A 13-year-old boy giving a wonderful explanation of why social justice, why identity politics, why symbols are very important in this fight of self-respect. 5 years down the line, another district, another village, and people were complaining that since we come from the community, जिससे मायावती जी आती हैं, nobody is paying attention because they have assumed that we'll only cast our vote to Mayawati ji until unless she will not come in power, will not get roads or scholarships. Despite the fact that rival candidates from other parties were from the similar caste group. Then a couple of years back, I got to meet a boy who was selling balloons. Young boy, happy boy, used to study in the daytime, comes from a poor family, used to sell balloons. It was really impressive how that boy was trying to build his career, his life. And then he said, but sir, ek problem hai. I said, kya problem? He said, I'm happy that I get to sell so many balloons every day, around 300, 400 rupees, but I feel bad for the boys. How? The boys, girls force them to buy balloons, girls cheat them, girls are mean, girls are this, girls are that. Again, 11-year-old boy, very dedicated for his studies, but very off the track as far as gender sensibility is concerned. Then I met teacher. If boys or girls, they do not have good gender sensibility, then we turn towards teachers. It's their job to teach us. I met a teacher. He said he was very against reservation. He was very against intercaste marriage. Caste and gender mixed. He said, आप बताओ कभी हाथी और गधे की शादी हो सकती है क्या? An elephant or a donkey, can they get married? I said, no. He said, तो फिर दो अलग अलग caste के लोग, how can they get married? I said, but elephants of any breed, they can mate. Donkeys of any breed, they can mate. So two Homo sapiens, they can mate, they can be together and nobody stops them, not the constitution, not the society. He said, nahi ho sakta. So I got interested. I said, sir, what do you teach? He said, I teach science. Then I met youngsters who were preparing for army exam. They were really annoyed with the current regime that they have started Agniveer scheme. They're not publicizing army vacancies regularly, this, that. And I checked with them, whom will you cast vote? They named two different parties. They said, if I'll cast vote here in this community and in this constituency, I'll cast my vote to this candidate because he's from my caste. But in another constituency, if I'll cast my vote, I will cast my vote to this party because the CM face is of my community. So this caste identity is very fluid for them. And then they said another thing, yes, we are angry with the government, but we are true nationalists. Hence, we'll give vote to this. And there all the info of nationalism comes via internet. Then I met girls, confident girls who were unfortunate because they had to drop their study midway. So I talked to them. They told me that road is not proper. commutation is a problem, timing is a problem. Hence, they have to stop their studies. So I checked with them, which we do wherever we talk to people from the different electoral college. What will you demand from your government? Those girls did not ask for road or transportation. They said, Silai machine dilwa dijiye. Sewing machine. Okay. Why? Because if we'll get that machine, we'll be able to make more money, and then we can ask village elders to form small garment cluster. Girls of 18, 19-year-old, they were wannabe entrepreneurs, and they were very clear what they want to do. That was another lesson. Then I met a couple of Muslims who were running a scissor making factory, handmade scissors in Meerut. They were very clear. Everything is fine. मेहनत से काम करते हैं. We're working hard. We are not much worried about the politics. We have one demand from the Prime Minister. What is your demand? He said, Prime Minister keeps saying that we have to challenge and surpass China's challenges. We have to have more economically sound. We are ready to challenge China. He just needs to ensure and identify our issues and promote Meerut-made handmade scissors, which are preferred by all those people in the salon because they are better. And then I talked to his son, who was slightly angry because his dad was very religious. So he had to drop school, go to a madrasa, and he was not ready to make reels. He was not able to make reels. And he was perturbed at the labor who was working in his workshop, who used to make reels. Like, look at him. He gets to make reels. I do not get to make reels. That's aspirational India for you. Then I visited 2 states, which are wonderful example of party hegemony, where people are not openly ready to talk. Intensity varies. And the state is called Bengal. It's very difficult to do reporting from Bengal, especially the inner parts of Bengal. You will go to any place, party cadre will follow you, they will listen carefully, they will heckle you. It depends in which pocket you are in. So the free flow chat you can have in states like UP and Bihar, you do not experience this. That's another political experience we had. But at the end of the day, I remember 2 Indians. One makes pottery, and one is a retired dakat. So I'll start with the retired dakat. I got to meet him. He's around 84 years old. A guy of 4 feet 11 inch height. And I said, Chacha, aap kya karte hain? He said, Beta, dakat the retire ho gaye. I was like, bravo. How did you become dakat? Then he explained that whole problem in the Chambal region, social injustice, police brutality, etc., and how he got bail and how he was in jail for a while. So my next question was, आपके बच्चे हैं? He said, yes. ये आपका बेटा क्या करता है? बोले, बेटा वो डकैत है. I did not find it funny. Because whomsoever I talk, no matter in what profession they are, they want to ensure that their kids get better education. I said, how come he became a dakat? He said, I tried really hard, but there were no good schools around. He got in a bad company. There were not good icons around. He was not aspirational enough. And right now he's in jail. Then I met another fellow, as I mentioned. He is an expert in black terracotta, black pottery, a wonderful artisan. I got to meet his son, 11-year-old son. He came to me. I said, what do you want to be? He said, I want to be a scientist. He was helping his father in the pottery workshop. He went inside. He got me a present, and that present is on my table. We need such symbols to remind us of our job. He had made a battery run fan, very small fan. And then he started explaining from this, I got this particular component from this shop, and I made this fan in only 50 rupees. There lies the hope. There lies the answer to the layered democracy called India. We keep talking about sanskar. We have to talk about the science-car. We are sanskari in our own vision, but we have to be science-kari. We have to adhere a lot on rationality. If you try to be rational all your life, you'll be able to see the differences of region, religion, caste, community, and all those barriers which stop our progress. Thank you so much.